I am the owner of the world's first KSI Labubu.
Don't know about you, but that really doesn't look like KSI, does it? I really do think this Labubu obsession has gone way too far. LizBulls is a TikToker who recently gained fame for a collection of rare Labubus. Basically what she did is she painted a doll and then rage baited the entire world. But in attempts to gain fame on the internet, I think we can all agree she's gone a little bit too far with this one. As something's telling me this KSI Labubu is giving a lot more racism than it is KSI. And her responses to all of this is genuinely laughable. Seriously, what is TikTok in 2025? So hello everyone, welcome back. I'm Jake Baz and we are on the Labubu train. As this TikToker has just lost it all in the space of one post, and the drama surrounding it is equally as baffling. If you enjoy the video as usual, please do hit the like button and subscribe if you know. I would love to see you back on the channel. We've got plenty more weirdos where this came from. And now you might be asking what led to this massive embarrassment and cancellation and the things following up to it. And well, it all really starts with TikTok's weird obsession with the Labubu doll, as it's something that in the past couple of weeks has become massive from nothing. If you haven't seen or heard of Labubus, they're definitely not what you're seeing from this woman doing the Blackface version of a Labubu, but they're actually basically just a Pop Mart toy. They look a bit freakish and scary, and that's about it to them really. You buy one, you do a blind unboxing, and then you get this little very ugly teddy to have on your items. The gimmick is it's got a key ring so you can fit it on like your bag or on your keys, and it's really ugly. I think that's about it. And you might be saying, yeah, is that it? And well, really, yeah, that's all there is to it. The problem is, well, as you see in a lot of avenues nowadays, it's influencers who for some reason have brought this trend from absolutely nothing, zero, zilch, to then becoming such a massive thing where now Pop Mart is opening up everywhere around the world. By people doing these blind unboxings and showing off what they've got, this has somehow just gotten massive. I imagine that it could be because of the unboxing part where you have a choice of 7 or 8 different ones and you get a random one in your box, leading people to go out and buy multiple ones and try and get different colours and things. But I don't really get the appeal of looking at these, to be honest. Like, why would you want to put a troll on your bag? But this led to everyone on TikTok who is in the influencer scene trying to unbox them, which I really think has just brought it further and further down to where there was so many problems with Pop Mart at the time. You see lines of hundreds of people outside, they're selling them out all the time. And I remember a couple of weeks ago, I live in Manchester in the UK, and I went over and walked past the Pop Mart that is here, and the line was massive at literally 8 AM. It doesn't open till 10, so the idea that there is probably about 50 to 100 people in that line was baffling to me whilst I was just having a morning stroll. But it's not just influencers that have led this gimmick to become one of the biggest things in the scene at this point. It's actually as well a lot of celebrities and musicians, because you've got the likes of, for example, Rihanna, who is out wearing it, Kim Kardashian, Dua Lipa, all of them going around having this Labubu on their bags or on their items, and it makes it desirable to a lot more people to then go and buy. And it's also to the point where there is a lot of fake Labubus out nowadays, so if you go into other normal stores, even your corner shops like we have around here, you will find these boxes of fake Labubus that are just sat there for about £10 or $15. And it's hilarious that people have got to the point of wanting these so much that they will go and buy a fake one that clearly looks fake for the sake of having it. This gimmick definitely went way too far, but everyone is wanting them. And that's where a certain new influencer comes in right now, because everyone's trying to wear them and they're seen as like this commodity that are rare and hard to get. And LizBulls comes out and she puts her balls on the table by creating a TikTok account gimmick of having the rarest Labubus in the world, which are literally just painted bits of shit. I know, it's crazy to even think about. So this TikToker has been around for quite a while, but only found fame in this, but it's very evident that even since the start, she has always been trying to rage bait people as a form of attention so that then she can get more traction on her stuff. Because in typical British chav fashion, she has a typical British chav dog with a special spotted pattern, and this became her first ever rage bait that has led down to where we find ourselves now with Blackface Labubus.
Now, obviously, as everyone knows, if you breed 2 dogs together, then they don't give live births, they only lay eggs.
Yeah, that's right. That's very true. They do lay eggs. Dogs lay eggs. Everyone think about that right now and let it simmer. Obviously stupid RageBait, and people just lap it up. Because the main gimmick was around her crossing her dog with a leopard.
When you cross a leopard with a XL bully, it is life birth.
Cats and dogs can breed now. This is 2025. Everyone needs to get on this new train. It's obviously just so stupid, and she did this for 300 likes, so it wasn't really biting people, but you could tell that this sort of thing was going on a lot in her brain. She wanted to try and get people to attack her with comments which would then bring her higher and higher on the pedestal of slop. And with a gold chain on a dog, she really has to be living in a nice council estate. But when Labubus became big and a big trend, she really thought, how can I capitalize on this? And her thought process really came down to getting a fake Labubu, painting some stuff on it, and calling it a day. And she was even inviting her chav boyfriend into it.
I am the owner of the one and only Amethyst Labubu. Now, the people telling me that it's fake, I let them get to me, but then I reminded myself that it's only because they're jealous because they can't afford such Labubus.
I mean, I'm not gonna lie, it's elite RageBait. A boyfriend's looking like Ali G in his prime, holding fairy liquid and a toilet brush, and she's got a watch on backwards, and everyone's got a million different chains. It's really giving the worst of society, to be honest. But this was the gimmick, that she would have this very rare Labubu that no one else would, and she'd say the exact same thing at the start, I have this rarest Labubu, and everyone was lapping it up, but it really got important and massive when she dropped this one.
I have the one and only 24 karat gold Labubu in the world.
Like, is this where social media has got to, that things like this can go viral? This Labubu trend has gone way too far, because she's clearly rage baiting, but there were so many people in the comments that were going on and saying, well, I don't think she knows that this is fake. Is she rage baiting everyone? And yeah, obviously she is. It's clear as day that it is a painted Labubu. Like, it has had some golden paint put onto it, which is a theme that obviously with the one that's coming up really gets a little bit over the edge, if you ask me. After this went massive, she ended up doing a load of follow-up stuff with different types of Labubus, and it's the entire same thing, the entire gimmick. She paints a Labubu, she says she's got the one of one, the rarest one that no one else can get, which when everyone else really wants a Labubu full stop, having something like that, she's trying to come across as like she's different, but obviously in a rage baiting manner that really worked. She's out walking a dog in a golden fake Labubu chain with a load of fake Labubus. This is the level that we have stooped down to society, that someone like this can get fame and attention on TikTok. But unfortunately, this is where the facade starts to shrink, because in an attempt for her to try and get better and better views with what she's doing after only having one gimmick, mind you, what I mean is there's only a certain amount of ways that you can paint a Labubu and then people watch it and get rage baited and actually do it well so you can get money. At some point that starts to slip and get wrong, and well, in her attempt to get fame, she has done the impossible. In the process, she has totally gone and cancelled herself by doing this. And now I already don't need to tell you how wrong this is, but I guess we should watch the full video just to see the context around it.
I am the owner of the world's first KSI Labubu.
Right, cut. Roll credits. I think everyone has seen everything they need to see. Some people may not know actually what KSI looks like, so I'll just pop it up here now for you to have a look. And, well, is that really resembling KSI? To me, this whole situation is just baffling, because how could you even think that this might be a good way to go forward on doing your stuff? Because she's seen a black person and then got the blackest belt tip pen she can find to do it.
So I have been a fan of the Sidemen for years and years, and I can't tell you how excited I was to pick up this KSI Labubu. I was so excited. So I paid £100,000 for the KSI Labubu.
I'm sure that's £100,000. It really looks like it would be, because it's a one of one. But unfortunately, I think it might be a one of one for all the wrong reasons. The trend's gone that far when you're spending 100 grand on something that looks like that. And it's just so outlandishly racist, I don't even know where to go or pivot to.
And I think it's just perfect. I love it. This is with my collection of most expensive Labubus of the world, obviously because they are top celebrities and they're probably the biggest YouTubers out there. I don't know if there's anyone else from the Sidemen that I'll get in Labubus, because obviously this is a one-off. I am the only person in the world that has the KSI Labubu.
And we'll get back to that, because she did say that this is going to be a series, or the intention was that it's going to be a series of Labubus of all the Sidemen. So I can only imagine what the rest of the people who aren't white in the Sidemen got for their Labubus that she's been making. I bet her DIY room just looks like a racist wet dream at this point.
Now, the bandana that is actually on the KSI Labubu is actually one of KSI's bandanas that he used in one of his rapping videos.
What do you even say at this point? What is the point of even trying to rationalise this? It's just pure racism from her part, and the way that she comes out and responds about this, it is hilarious how stupid and tone deaf it is compared to what you're seeing right now. And she did it all for RageBait. It's hilarious. It's actually hilarious how stupid some people can be.
I'm the only other person to own the KSI Labubu. Obviously, no one else is going to have one because no one else is going to be able to get a bandana from him like I've been able to. Anyway, I hope you all love my KSI Labubu as much as I do. I think he's super cute.
Yeah, we love it. Everyone loved it. No, they didn't. Obviously, this is something that is just insanely bad, because there's no other way that you can look at this other than it is just blatant racism and offence, so that she can get RageBait, which will then bring a lot more attention to her account. The problem is, doing it with something like that is just going to turn everyone on you, and that's about it. One of the biggest defences that people have been saying is, oh, well, it's just a doll, so it isn't racist in any intention at all. That's practically the only thing that I can see for people to try and get through this and talk about it as a response. And first off, that is absolutely stupid, but also this is something that has happened in the past in the UK that we can even talk about and show, well, that it is racist. And the best example of that is a certain doll that I'm not going to say the name of, that you can see right here. And now this doll was really popular in the 18th to 19th centuries because of its features, and it was widespread in a lot of English-speaking countries. And the entire point of this doll is it's for kids. Kids can play with it, but it is ultimately a stereotypical racial profile of a black person. That was used in the past, and it really is still around everywhere. I've seen them in my own life. It was to make black people look like an object, and also as a racist caricature, it was to exemplify features that would make it just entirely racist. And you definitely can't tell me that something like this is a million miles off of that doll that has been shown. She got the blackest marker that she could for someone who looks nothing like that, and then painted it on. It is just pure blackface, and it's pure racism, and it's insane that this is on a doll, and this even had to be talked about. And the responses from other people is obviously of the same ilk.
That KSI Labubu is literally blackface, by the way. Oh, and here comes it. It's not that deep, warriors. Listen, I understand that you are devoid of the ability to critically think. I'm not talking to the likes of you. I'm talking to the adults in the room, okay? But I don't know how Miss Girl is able to ruin her own joke. But if there was ever a time for you guys to say that Labubu is demonic, now's the time. Now's the time, okay?
Exactly. Do people have no critical thinking to understand that it is deeper than that? Like, the entire point of blackface being eradicated from culture was because it is purely offensive, and this is an example of that in full admission. People are also saying, like, this me after watching the 24 karat gold Labubu lady get famous from it, for only to ruin her 5 seconds of fame by posting Labubu blackface and calling it KSI. Like, the depths of what she has gone to for this so that she can get more fame is just insane. She has ruined her 5 seconds of fame because she was trying to chase more and more that reaction that she got from her initial stuff that banged on the 24 karat gold Labubu. Comments are equally as damaging around her. Okay, but why did you feel the need to colour in that Labubu with a Sharpie to represent a black man? Exactly. The entire point around it. You have no right to be doing that. There is no reason for you to do that anyway. And someone even showed their example of creating a dark-skinned Labubu which really isn't racist at all, showing that you can do it without being racist. Unfortunately, what she did is she did full blackface of it, and now she's claiming ignorance. Someone posted this on Twitter saying they saw it got deleted in real time, and as you can see, 2,300 shares with only 5,000 likes and 400 comments. It clearly got bad, so she deleted it almost instantly. Everyone was shocked. That's why the share ratio is so high. It's like, what are you doing? She then went on to pretend that nothing is wrong and kept posting things like this, but the silence was deafening from her around the situation because everyone could see what she'd done. And it got that loud that she had to respond. And actually, she responded today as well, but we're going to look at the first one first because it's just so ignorant.
So I just wanted to come on here and talk about the Labubu video that I deleted. Now, in no way, shape or form did I intend for that video to be racist or against anyone.
The idea that she could even try and play dumb around this situation is so funny to me because she's trying to claw back what she has lost. She is really worried that she has lost her entire thing from this. And well, she really should because of how ignorant it is.
So I create content on a daily basis, and I had uploaded the Pearl Labubu this morning. And I tend to go off the comments, like people have said sapphire Labubus, emerald, so I've done them. And someone said a KSI Labubu.
Oh, so it's their fault then. It's their fault that in your daily grind to try and get attention, you decided to paint it that way because you were rushing for time, is it? Is that the excuse we're getting out of her?
So that is where the idea firstly came from. Now, I haven't got anything against anyone, no matter what shape or colour they are. At the end of the day, I see us all equal.
Well, I mean, it's quite evident to me that she cannot see colour because it is very clear that the KSI Labubu looks nothing like KSI, especially in the tone of his skin. Speaking of tone of the skin, her hand is a lot different to her face. Her at's LizBullz Marbella, so maybe she was just on the sun lounger with a hat on her head at the time.
At the end of the day, I see us all equal. Obviously, we're all humans and we're all on the same planet. So my intention was not for it to come across racist at all. At the end of the day, TikTok is a platform for entertainment and to have a laugh. And not at any point when I made that video did I want to offend anyone.
Like, I get everyone makes mistakes, but like, it's 2025 and this may be the stupidest thing I've seen yet.
My idea there was to make all of the sidemen and make some funny videos of Labubus as sidemen. I didn't think, obviously now I've learnt my lesson that I can't do that, and you know, a lot of people have said, well, it is racist, whether you didn't think it was. So I will take accountability on that and I'll say sorry to anyone that I have offended.
The big distinction there from me is that she doesn't say, I'm sorry for being racist, I didn't understand it at that point. She's saying, I'm sorry for the people I offended. And then also it comes across as a form of gaslighting, like, I was gonna do all the sidemen, but I guess I can't do that anymore because a couple of them are black. Like, just throwing it out there. As I've already shown you, there is ways of doing Labubus which doesn't make them racist. It was just that you did it with a black Sharpie. That's the big thing, that's the big point, that's the big problem. It looked extremely racist, so how can she even say that she's just sorry that people are offended? But you've all ruined her laughs, you've all ruined everything that she could do. She can't have fun anymore on this app.
All I was doing is trying to create a bit of content to spread some joy, and obviously it was a big mistake because I shouldn't have done that.
To me, this apology comes across as dismissive, and well, she had to do a follow-up apology because of it, so I guess that's the case. Comes across to me that she was just trying to release stuff every single day and then rushed on it without thinking of the consequences. That is just insane to me, that she's not even said sorry for being racist once. It's 2025 and I've got no clue how old she is, but she has to be over the age of 25. So how have you grown up in this world and not even remotely realised any sort of racist connotations towards anything that you're doing like this? A lot of people in the comments are defended her around this, but she didn't say once that she's sorry for doing this and it being racist. She never said that. She said, I'm sorry for offending people, which is a big discrepancy discrepancy. To me, she really didn't understand she did anything wrong, and she finds it, if anything, offensive that everyone else is dogging on her for doing that. She should be able to create what she wants to create, and you all should be able to lap it up. After this, she went on again, just created a brand new different Labubu, uploaded multiple times, trying to bury the thing, and nobody was biting on it because they could clearly see what she was doing. Her attempts are literally just to get away from the situation and move on, and she's apologised even though she hasn't really apologised, so everyone should move on. And that leads us to this next apology, which is just insane. It's like 2 days after the other, so clearly you answered all the questions in your previous one, and in this she just goes off on a rant and even says at one point, I didn't know it was Blackface, which how old are you? How smart is this person?
Now, as a lot of you have seen, I posted the video and I removed it shortly after. Now, my apology is for the people that I have upset on that. Now, I am sorry because I didn't know what Blackface or the dolls were up until obviously I posted that video and then people was telling me about it.
There is absolutely zero way she did not know unless she is as thick as pig shit. Like, she's on social media and she's grown up, I presume she's grown up in Britain, but she must have because she's got a British accent. How could you go through your entire life and not see anything like this? It's taught in schools, for God's sake. She either rushed it and overlooked it, or she knew what she was doing, and either way, it shows just pure ignorance for her to just try and claim the stupid card around this.
And the Blackface, I can obviously see how bad it was. Now, I wasn't taught about blackface in school. I am English. I moved to Spain at a young age. I went to school in Spain, and it's something that wasn't taught here.
It's something that has been around for a while, and a lot of people have seen it, so how can you not know that it exists? Once again, I don't think this is sincere. The way that she just bashes it off like it's, I'm sorry for, like she's apologising to people who have been offended, and she's not saying sorry herself. It's a bit of a distinction. But also that you moved to Spain when you were younger, so then obviously, well, then I haven't learnt about it and it might be something that I've missed. Well, how about everything else in popular culture? How could she not have a clue that this thing exists? How does she not know that that is a thing?
In no way did I intend for that video to be malicious. I watch KSI, I watch the Sidemen, I watch quite a lot of YouTubers, and I have done for years, and it is one of the YouTubers that I do like to watch.
So if you've watched him for a while, you do like to watch him, you know what he looks like, so then you know that this doll looks nothing like him, and also it is pitch black. It imitates the other dolls very specially. I find it incredible she's trying to pivot away by saying, oh no, but I actually like them. Well, that doesn't mean that you can't be racist towards them.
Now, I have grown up in Spain and there are so many different races of people here. Now, I've had friends from Chile, Argentina, the Philippines, Africa, Holland, all over the world because there are so many different nationalities here. At no point through me growing up around all these different nationalities or races of people, however you want to say it, was there any racism?
There we are. She's pulling the I have friends from different nationalities and races card. Maybe the oldest trick of the book, the I'm not racist, I've got black friends. Oh, well, you're off the hook then. That's fine. I heard that you've got one black friend, so I can't comment on this.
The way their algorithm works, obviously, if I was to start to watch videos of racism or anything along those terms, then on my For You page, videos of awareness of this would pop up. But because I'd never searched into it, because I don't have a racist mind, nor did I intend to be racist, this just didn't even cross my mind, and I am sorry for that. Insane.
Absolutely insane. I don't have a racist mind, so I never went to understand what racism is. What type of mental pivoting is that? That's insane. What are you on about? I can understand that she's maybe not looked into it as much, but just the idea that she's never understood racism is a crazy defense to what she's actually done.
I really thought that racism was saying something bad about someone's race. If he was to say something bad about someone's race, I didn't know about the dolls or about the blackface, and I would never ever have made that video if I did know about them.
Yeah, you got that part right. That is racism, but also there is such things as caricatures. How has she never seen this? How has she never looked into anything about this? If anything, it shows insane ignorance on her part. If she is being genuine at this point, allegedly, I think that it is just pure stupidity and ignorance to actually how society works. But myself, I've been to Spain quite a few times and I've actually seen racism on holiday, so how can she not have seen it her entire life whilst growing up in Spain? It just seems a bit too baffling for her to actually be telling the truth here.
More to the fact, if I didn't care, I would have left the video up. Now, I know that for something posted on the internet, it's going to stay on the internet forever. It had already blown up. Within 20 minutes, I'd taken it down. And yes, my apology was short because I didn't have enough time to research it. I still don't know the ins and outs of it, but I have been looking into it. I haven't had enough time to know each and every single thing about the blackface and the dolls.
Yes, you've got to be a blackface expert to understand that this was wrong, and you didn't, at the time when you did the initial response, you hadn't become that certain expert. That's such a stupid thing to say as well, that if I didn't have any problem with it, I'd have kept it up. I don't think that's the case at all. As a social media creator, you are living off of people looking into your stuff, and something like that could really harm it. So I think you took it down to protect your own image as opposed to anything else, because you saw this is getting half the amount of shares as likes on TikTok within 20 minutes. And wow, this is blowing up. Oh no, it's blowing up for all the wrong reasons. And then also saying that she knows that things last on the internet forever. Yeah, but that doesn't explain why you then posted 3 other things before you posted your response video. To me, that looks like you're trying to bury it as opposed to actually addressing what you've just done. I'm not buying it. I'm not going to lie.
I am not excusing the video, nor am I putting the blame onto anyone else. All I'm doing is simply apologising because I was clearly too naive and not educated enough on the whole situation.
That's why in the previous response she said the reason that she did it was because someone commented saying to do it. So the only reason she did it was because of that one person, but then also, the other person did say do it in blackface.
And just so you do all know, no matter what race, what size and what colour anyone is, I see us all exactly the same. And I have made a mistake and I will hold my hands up about it and I will research things in the future.
No matter what race, what size and what colour. Clearly she still has a little bit to learn around certain terms. But don't worry, everyone's accepted back into the community. She's not racist, she just doesn't like him. That was a joke. That was a joke. Obviously, that was a joke. She got many friends from many different countries, so yeah, hold on.
And I will be doing better because I am looking into it now. And I am sorry to every single person that I have offended on it.
I'm going to be better because I'm looking into it now. I know that I can't do racist things now because I've looked into it. It's so funny. I'm sorry. It is just funny.
Now, the last thing I wanted to do was upset anyone in that way. It's really not the person that I am. So, as I said, I don't expect forgiveness at all. I am apologising and I do hold my hands up and that I do know that I was wrong.
I hate to pull on the linguistics of it so much, but for her to say so many times, I'm apologising for upsetting people, as opposed to, I'm sorry for doing something racist, really feels like she's trying to get away from it a little bit. And also with her saying, the last thing I wanted to do was upset people, well, your entire persona and account is built on RageBait. The entire point of what she does is RageBait. So I can't understand where she's coming from there either. If she didn't upset people and annoy people, she wouldn't be on the platform. So what is she doing here? To me, all of these, both responses just come across as she's just trying to get on with it and move on without actually understanding what she's done. And I think to an extent she might get it a little bit now, but I do think that it was intentional, this entire thing. From all of her stuff, she's just getting less and less attention, which I think is what has led to this second response, really, because she wasn't banging videos like she was doing before, because everyone obviously is sick of the gimmick. Inherently, what she did was obviously racist, and this Labubu trend really needs to stop, because I don't want to see any more of this, because this is when a trend gets out of hand and gets too far, and well, it's only going to get worse from here in it, let's be honest. But enough of the stupidity, enough of her. I really think she needs to go and leave the app for quite a while. But if you want to buy a Labubu, I suggest you subscribe, and if you enjoyed, hit the like button. I've been LizBullz, and I'll see you later. Take care.